Before we begin, let's define what a persona is.
Persona is an imaginary model used for design and development process. Let's go to everyone's favorite site and grab a succinct definition of personas. Here, in marketing and user-centered design, personas are fictional characters created to represent the different user types within a targeted demographic, attitude, and/or behavior set that might use a site, brand, or product in a similar way.
Cool. Now let's look at a different definition. Alan Cooper, the author of Inmates Are Running the Asylum, aka the father of Visual Basics, explains that our most effective interaction design tool is developing a precise description of our user and what he or she wishes to accomplish. And he defines personas as the hypothetical archetypes of the actual user. Although they are imaginary, they are defined with significant rigor and precision.
Why and how we use personas.
We use personas as imaginary people who may or may not want to use our product in order to design the best product possible for a specific type of user. We can't possibly go and ask everyone what they want, so we make up our own people. A persona will not have the quirks and anomalies that real people exhibit. Oftentimes, there's one person we will pick up on how to use the products very quickly, while there are other users who just will follow obvious directions. A persona lets us see a real scope of problem and makes it clear what the user's goals are, so we know what exactly our product must do. There won't be any debate about thinking about the possibilities of what a user might do or when there's only one specific person to design for.
The biggest reason why we design for persona is because designing for multiple different types of users would not result in a desirable product. What one person wants will often interfere with what another wants, and there have to be a trade-off. Designing for a single user is the most effective way of achieving a successful product. It is better to have 10% of people love the product than 50% of people to only kind of like it. A few ecstatic users make for a more successful product than many only satisfied ones.
Characteristics of personas.
There are three different major characteristics for persona: primary persona, secondary persona, negative persona. In our course reading, it mainly talks about primary persona. Primary persona is an individual who's the main focus for the design, just like a main model. As a primary user of the particular interface or entire product, primary persona must be satisfied and become a standard for design, but must not satisfy with other people's interface. Each persona counts as one interface. However, you don't want to have more than 3 primary personas for the project or design, because more than 3 interfaces loses focus and purpose. It is too much to accomplish all at once.
Then you might wonder what other personas do and what are their goals. The secondary persona is another user of a primary interface, one for whom we will make more accommodations to satisfy. Simply put, both the primary and secondary personas share their goal. But to satisfy the secondary persona, we need more interface. The negative persona is the user for whom we explicitly do not want to add product features to, because to do so, we will pull our product in a direction we do not want to go. We have to make sure it is clear that we are not designing for them. Here are some examples.
Imagine that you are designing an automobile to please a wide spectrum of people. You would only identify 3 groups: the soccer mom, the carpenter, and the junior executive. Now the mom would want a safe, stable car with a lot of room and big doors to fit the kids, dogs, and groceries and other mom-related stuff. Now the carpenter would want a rugged vehicle with all-wheel drive and again a lot of room for ladders, lumber, and other tools. Then there's the young executive who wants a shiny sporty car with a powerful engine, convertible top, and only enough room for 2. Now the logical solution is to combine all these 3 desires into one car, right? Not really. Every time we express one feature, we put a bump on another feature.
We can also look at the Sony Transcom's passport case study. Sony Transcom is a Sony Corporation division responsible for the design and manufacture of in-flight entertainment system. In 1997, they developed a new generation of technology that brought something new to all airline passengers. Passengers can now start the same movie, pause, and rewind without affecting other passengers. Sony had worked on this system for months before asking help with the designing of the interface. The engineers had to think that just about anybody could occupy a seat, so they can accommodate to everyone's needs, from the computer novice to the computer experts.
As you can see, personas are used everywhere, even in this course right now. The course website is designed for students taking Info 200 so that they can access the content fast and efficient. This includes content like the syllabus, assignments, and discussion boards.
And what about Amazon, Barnes & Noble, even New York Times? There are infinite amounts of web applications that use a persona when developing their products.
To wrap it all up, personas are meant to define our market. A certain company cannot please 100% of the population. What they can, however, do is try to fit a certain niche of the population for their market. This is when the 80-20 rule comes into play. If 20% of the population is happy about a product, they'll personally recommend it to others. This leads to loyal customers, which leads to recommendation, which leads to more revenue. Therefore, software companies, car designers, shoe designers, and all sorts of innovators can benefit from using personas. Thank you for watching. This is Group 5.